The price of gas has been steadily going down. Great news for drivers across the country, as it has given us just a little bit of breathing room with our expenses. But just like many of our days these past few years, the good times, they just don't last long. And the world's largest oil producer is already warning us that 2023 may burn another hole in our wallets and our bank accounts. Also, the IRS has changed its mind regarding the taxes that they want to put on freelance and side hustle work. You guys might actually like this. Can somebody say checks in the mail? How many of you guys are already working on a better 2023 by focusing on generating more income through side hustles, maybe getting a certification for your job, increasing your net worth, maybe even starting a small business or online business, perhaps a home-based business? Let me know what your plans are and your goals are for 2023. And former President Donald Trump's tax returns have been revealed, and you have to watch until the end because there's some very surprising details that were shared on that. Now, before I continue, please don't forget to drop a like for the video. I really appreciate that. And also share this video with your friends and loved ones who are in need of their daily dose of the truth when it comes to your finances, the US economy, what the heck is going on in Washington, D.C. that they don't want you to know about, passive income, and everything in between. Go ahead and hit the notification bell as well. Also, if you own a home, make sure your home is protected. Get your free home warranty quote. The link is in the description down below this video. I've done it. Thousands of you guys have done it. Do not be left out. It only takes like 15, 20 seconds. Get your free home warranty quote. The link is down below. The Twitter File series has opened a lot of closed doors and has presented the collusion that big social media platforms have had with the government. This included cover-ups, paying social media platforms millions of dollars worth of taxpayer money, limiting posts and reach and ability to get impressions, and influencing the American public's opinion about very highly controversial topics. With House Republicans taking control, they're now looking for accountability. Republican Representative Darrell Issa said this: "The Judiciary Committee of the next Congress should probe the politicization of our intelligence community, especially the influence and infiltration of Twitter, Facebook, and other technology and social media companies." End quote. Now, we're also very aware now that social media platforms employ former CIA and FBI agents, which has a lot of people thinking that speech, it's been extremely controlled in our country. Twitter and Facebook both may soon be under investigations for all these very questionable decisions. But do you guys think that we'll actually get to the bottom of this rabbit hole? Now, on the topic of bottom, we may be reaching it very, very soon. The problem is that it's not the stock market bottom. We're talking about Saudi Aramco, the world's largest oil producer, and their CEO, Amin Nasser. They've said that gas is going to be in short supply very soon. Oh boy, as if we need some gas shortages coming in our future, right? So he said, quote, "Today there is spare capacity that is extremely low. If China opens up the economy and the economy starts improving, or aviation industry starts asking for more jet fuel, you will erode the spare capacity. When you erode the spare capacity, the world should be worried. There is no space for any hiccup, any interruption, and any unforeseen events anywhere around the world." End quote. And this is why I have my eye on oil and gas and energy ETFs and index funds. Not to mention these oil and gas and energy ETFs pay very hefty dividends, but we could potentially see oil and gas / energy shortages in our near future. So what do you think that's going to do to our oil and gas company profitability? So this would more than likely mean lower supply, and ultimately that would lead to price spikes, something that really wouldn't be good for us as Americans with no assets. And this is why it is very, very important to acquire assets. These price hikes at the gas pump is something that wouldn't be good for most of us. I mean, especially as we're already just now starting to feel a little bit of ease of pressure at the gas pump. Now, moving on, let's talk about the IRS. So the IRS may have actually felt a lot of pressure from Americans that are working multiple jobs. Some are relying on freelance work, Upwork, Fiverr to generate extra side hustle income, and side hustles like maybe rideshare, Uber, listing products and items on Amazon, FBA, perhaps eBay, even Craigslist. As the IRS is now putting a pause on the income reporting rule for third-party apps such as Venmo, PayPal, and Cash App. Now, you guys remember me talking about this previously, right? Where if you made more than $600, you guys remember that, where if you made $600 or more, getting paid through payment gateways such as Venmo, PayPal, or other apps, you would have to report that to the IRS. Genius idea, huh? Anyway, this is part of the American Rescue Plan. Before it, the threshold was at 200 transactions per year, exceeding an aggregate amount of $20,000. What did they have to say about the pause? The acting IRS commissioner Commissioner Doug O'Donnell said this, quote, "The IRS and Treasury heard a number of concerns regarding the timeline of implementation of these changes under the American Rescue Plan. To help smooth the transition and ensure clarity for taxpayers, tax professionals, and the industry, the IRS will delay implementation of the 1099-K changes. The additional time will help reduce confusion during the upcoming 2023 tax filing season and provide more time for taxpayers to prepare and understand the new reporting requirements," end quote. So in short, they heard us. Look, living in our country with the inflation that we have, it's no cakewalk. This is why some of us have decided to become entrepreneurs, investors, and try our hand at doing side hustles. There's no shame in it because we're all struggling. Some of us have even elevated our side hustles into actual small businesses with LLCs, even S-Corp elections. Now, it may be at different levels, but I know that most of us are under a lot of stress because good paying opportunities, higher paying jobs, they're not easy to come by. And with the layoffs that we've been experiencing, now becoming the trend for many companies that we're very familiar with on NASDAQ, even the S&P 500, a side hustle ensures that we stay afloat no matter how high the floodwaters get. But let me ask you guys, would it be fair to tax the lower and middle class like this while those at the top are paying very little? I mean, billionaire investor and business owner Warren Buffett even said that he pays less tax than his secretary. Is this fair? Now, since we're already talking about taxes, let's go ahead and talk about the 6-year effort from the Democrats to get a hold of former President Donald Trump's taxes. And the results, they're a little bit underwhelming to say the least. Democrats may have a little bit more than they can chew as their team of CPAs, accountants, and experts are saying that his taxes are incredibly complex. This could be because Trump and his companies manage hundreds of LLCs, dozens of corporations, dozens of properties like hotels and golf courses and other real estate related assets around the world. After all the remaining deductions have been removed, whatever is left is what Trump has to pay for in his federal and his state taxes. The IRS didn't really know how to handle it, and the complexity was proven since an entire office of auditors were needed to get the information that we now have right now. Although you would have to wonder, is the IRS really this unprepared to go after billionaires with their taxes? Are billionaires' tax team, CPAs, and tax attorneys really smarter than the IRS? Or are they just being biased? The IRS is not very well known for being biased. In fact, they routinely audited former President Barack Obama, but the big difference is that his career was mostly political without dabbling into business at all. So this meant that his taxes were a lot more simple. So how much did former President Donald Trump pay in taxes between 2015 and 2020? Well, not much. That is, if you take into consideration that he is a billionaire. But let's go ahead and break it down, shall we? So back in 2015, he paid $641,931 in taxes. 2016 and 2017, he paid $750 a year. Yeah, that's no typo, guys. He paid $1,500 in taxes for 2 years. In 2018, he paid $999,466 in taxes. But in 2019, he paid $133,445. And in 2020, he paid $0 in taxes. Now, the reason why he doesn't have to pay as much in taxes is because former President Donald Trump has a lot of losses. These are business losses. These are business expenses. We've talked about this type of business tax accounting strategy on our videos in the past that is afforded to different business owners, investors, and entrepreneurs. And this has allowed him to have write-offs and be able to carry forward losses. Well-run corporations, LLCs, and even C corporations, they're able to take advantage of all sorts of tax write-offs and deductions. How about that luxury vehicle? Oh, that could be a tax write-off. How about that luxury Caribbean trip? Oh, another tax write-off. Well, he also donated land in New York worth $21.1 million, which he claimed as a deduction. Now, this is not illegal and was for the purpose of conservation. I mean, can you really get mad at former President Donald Trump for taking advantage of understanding the rules and executing? I ain't mad at him, to be honest. It's just smart business. He also gave out large loans to his own children who either used it to buy properties or start businesses. To date, his children have all paid their loans off with interest, although some Democrats are wondering why Trump didn't just gift these amounts to his children so that the IRS could audit it, instead of providing them as a loan and then having them pay it back with interest. I'm pretty sure that this was a part of his strategy. Now, instead of hating on the man, a lot of people could actually learn from these strategies that are being exposed. Those are only what the smart people are doing. Most people who aren't that smart, they're just getting mad. But anyway, the former president wasn't quiet about this entire investigation. and had this to say, quote, "The radical Democrats and the fake news media have been trying to deceive the public about these simple facts. In an outrageous abuse of power, the radical Democratic Congress illegally obtained and leaked my personal tax returns, which show only that I've had tremendous success. It's been an amazing period of time. It's nothing but another deranged political witch hunt. The new Republican House should immediately obtain the financial records of Joe Biden and his entire criminal enterprise. Biden is a corrupt politician who spent years selling out America all over the world," end quote. Wow, what do you guys think about that? Should the president, and heck, why not include all of them? Should lawmakers and those in office be under the microscope when it comes to their own taxes? Or is that something that's mostly just for us normal folks? Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Now, if you're interested in making more money, because I know a lot of us could use it, maybe we can explore how budgeting, investments in real estate or the stock market, even creating multiple streams of income through side hustles, small businesses, e-commerce stores, drop shipping businesses, creating blogs, or even a monetized YouTube channel can lessen the hardships that our wallets are facing now. Now, if you guys want to learn more, please do not hesitate to get in contact with me. You can join the Patreon family. There is a link to join in the description down below. So if you want to learn more, please don't hesitate to get in contact with me. I'll be more than happy to accommodate you in your financial situation. But before I go, please don't forget to drop a like for the video. Totally appreciate that. Also, don't forget to subscribe so that you do not miss your daily dose of the truth. Appreciate y'all watching. You guys are awesome. See you on the next one.